have got an insane clip from privately educated Tom Swarbrick, LBC presenter, and someone who really just wants the far right to win. He just wants the far right to win. He may not know this, but it seems like he does. Let's get straight into the clip because it is truly insane and just incoherent.
Does the Secretary of State understand that attempting to out-reform reform is actually just boosting this baseless far-right narrative and will only deepen divisions when we urgently need leadership and hope?
And we have seen this across Europe. We're seeing it now in Denmark, where the Social Democrats are actually set to lose, even though Labour have been inspired by their Danish model, which doesn't necessarily translate to England. They've got 6 million people, we've got 68 million people. Very different histories, very different cultures and demographics. And you can't just transpose policies from one country to another. It's not that simple. It's way more complicated. But this is true. The fact that if you accept the far-right narrative that somehow illegal aliens, criminals are destroying the fabric of society, which is what Farage and Tommy Robinson push, they're winning. We saw with Tommy Robinson that the Overton window has been obliterated because Labour are buying into their narrative. It legitimises it. It's dangerous. You have to offer an alternative narrative.
These are people who care more about the views of Tommy Robinson and the views of Nigel Farage than they do about the genuine concerns of their neighbours and their constituents.
No, we're taking it seriously because these are important people who have influence that actually in many ways have exploited the real and legitimate concerns of people who do have concern about immigration, do have concerns about housing. But the problem is the narrative scapegoats immigrants. Nigel Farage wants mass deportations now. So does Tommy Robinson. He wants to deport 1 million Muslims who apparently want Sharia law. This is dangerous rhetoric. And this is just the beginning. If you buy into that, where next? Because the far right want a constant war, constant fight, constant battle. Who's next? Trans people, the left, woke, university. It won't end. You can't satisfy the hatred of fascism. It's impossible. It's insatiable. And he's saying they're more concerned. Yes, we're concerned with Tommy Robinson and the demagogues that spread the lies that prey upon the vulnerabilities of people who are susceptible to this narrative. But you can't even criticize them. It's like, well, let's continue.
The reason why more people have looked to figures like Robinson and Farage over the last few years is because those characters seem to have been providing some answers to the problems that those people have been experiencing.
And what answers are those, though? What actual answers is Nigel Farage and Tommy Robinson proposing, apart from mass deportations, cutting welfare, cutting public spending, continuing austerity, tax cuts for the wealthy? What answers are these? We've seen it in the US with Trump. Massively unpopular, underwater on tariffs, immigrants, Epstein, cost of living. He's historically unpopular because Farage is a cult of personality in the same way Tommy Robinson is. They don't offer any solutions. So you can buy into their narrative and go, yes, they're just distracting from inequality and the real issues facing Britain. But because he's a conservative and a capitalist, he just can't even accept that and go, well, no, they must be right. If someone's popular, they must be right. You know, Taylor Swift is popular, so she must be a good musician. What? I mean, she's not, but okay, she's popular. She makes a lot of money. She's the best musician ever.
And the answer to that from some on the so-called progressive left is...
So-called, yeah, the progressive left who just care about, compassionate politics that isn't based on division and racism.
To say, there isn't a problem.
No, complete straw man. There's a problem, but we need safe and legal routes. There is a problem. The demonization and scapegoating of migrants and small boats. When there's bigger fish to fry, climate change, cost of living, the failures of privatization and neoliberal economics, the fact that there's children in the UK starving. 1 in 3 children are in poverty. People can't afford housing. The young want a change to the system. He doesn't. He benefits. He's doing well with his LBC money, isn't he? So fuck everyone else. But the narrative is clearly a distraction. It is. They've been doing it for the ruling class have been doing it for time immemorial, and they will continue to do it. And you'll have demagogues like this cunt who will just be like, "Yeah, listen to Tommy Robinson. Listen to Tommy Robinson to ward off Tommy Robinson. Make it make sense."
Not how can we offer a solution to this that persuades you away from those people.
Yes, and Zack Polanski is. He's offering a solution. Safe and legal routes. Compassionate politics, not based on division and hate and the narratives spread by Tommy Robinson and LBC, who seem seemingly becoming more far right by the day. Yes, hope, cohesion. We're all one and the same. Beautiful. Wherever you come from in the world, you are a human. You are part of the human race. Very beautiful. But no, Tom's like, well, if you don't listen to Tommy Robinson and Nigel Farage, well, you're going to legitimise them. What? Just doesn't make sense. Please, someone explain it to me.
These people are wrong because of who they are.
No, because their positions and their lies and their misrepresentations of facts. Constant anecdotes about scary refugees and crime. Tommy Robinson constantly lies about grooming gangs, misrepresents data. So does Nigel Farage. They're not interested in truth and solving problems. It's all cruelty is the point. Cruelty is the point. They don't give a shit about the working class. Do you think they care about wages? Literally, Nigel Farage says young people are paid too much anyway. He doesn't care. He doesn't care, Tom. And neither do you. But, it's pretty obvious.
Don't listen to them, there isn't a problem. And if Labour MPs...
No, there is a problem. Big problem. Safe and legal routes. Compassionate politics. Fund the Home Office. Fast track people. So it doesn't become a political tool that the far right can use. But Labour won't do that. They may implement safe routes, which I hope they do. But will they? Well, it remains to be seen, doesn't it?
Use that route because of a squeamishness about how this policy might look or how...
Just squeamish, just making people wait 20 years, the instability and uncertainty of waiting and maybe want to plan a family or a career, education. It's just a bit squeamish about, not treating humans with the same rights as everyone else. They're a bit squeamish. Fucking hell, disgusting.
It might sound, or quotes the rhetoric that it may give rise to, then you...
So the rhetoric's not important. He's kind of going a little bit mask off here, isn't he? Like the rhetoric, the racism, it might, but there's nothing we can do. We just have to accept racism. We have to buy into people's worst instincts of division and this base desire just to be cruel to the other, which the far right love to prey upon.
You might as well just hand over the keys of Downing Street to Farage now.
No, challenge the debate, challenge the framework, celebrate immigration, have values, push back against it, go, actually, look at our history. We're a nation of immigrants. We're stronger. 1/5 of the workforce are immigrants. They contribute greatly to our NHS, hospitality, agriculture, many other, the arts, film, so many elements of our history and culture. The Commonwealth. We owe it to the world to do our fair share in terms of refugees, asylum seekers, and buying into the narrative of the far right will just embolden them. We've seen it across Europe. We need to offer an alternative cost of living, and that's what Zack Polanski's doing. It's what Mamdani's doing, and it's popular, and they fucking hate it because they want... Liberals will enable fascism because they don't want the fucking left. They'd rather have fascists, they'd rather have Trump and Farage than a fucking left-wing alternative like Corbyn or Polanski. So this is the battle we fucking face now, because this is It drives me insane. Tell me your thoughts below. If you haven't already, join the Green Party. We need a politics of hope, not hate. Hit the like button, join the memberships from 99 pence a month, and I'll see you in the next video.